that you? Are you Mrs. Jimenez? Is that the name she goes by?
Campbell. Sorry, Campbell.
Campbell.
Nancy's fine enough.
Nancy? Are you Nancy? You look tired. Are you really tired? How are you feeling today, Nancy? I'm Dr. DePore with neuropsychology. Nice to meet you. You've been having a lot of therapy, I think. Did I say your name correctly? Nancy? Nancy, who is this? Who is this? Can you tell me who this is? Who's next to you?
Ma. Who is that?
I hear she's not speaking a lot.
Not speaking at all.
At all.
No sounds at all.
Really, no sounds
No.
at all.
No grunts, no moans. Only sound that comes out is when she yawns.
Oh, really?
That's it.
Can you lift your hand for me? Let me see your hand, please. Can you lift your hand? Lift your hand. Yes. I think.
Can I have those? Can I have that? I have that.
Good. Can you show me a finger? One finger? Can you show me a finger? Can you do this? Can you wave hello? Can you touch your head, Nancy? Can you do this? Let's see. You almost did it. Can you do this? Put your hand on your head.
Don't mess with that, Ma.
Oh, she's got a IV.
She had more antibiotics.
Ah, okay. Yeah, and a G tube, right?
And they're gonna start doing the bullet feeding instead of just the tube all the time. So, which we're used to. She had a tube in her for 3 years.
Oh, really?
She had thyroid cancer.
Oh.
Yeah. So she had. She's only been without the tube for a couple years, and then but to have the bag constantly is a pain in the butt. I'd rather just bullet feed her. Get it done.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you make a fist, Nancy? Make a fist. Can you make a fist? Make a fist. Like this? Can you do that? Can you make a fist? So I think she's probably not comprehending very much.
Right. She does a lot of reflective reactions, like even when PT, like moving the ring to something.
She'll
As soon as you help her like 1 or 2 times, and then she'll do it.
She'll do it again.
But if you tell her to do it, without showing her what to do, she won't do it.
Okay.
So a lot of her reactions are all reflective as far, yeah.
So when people don't understand spoken language, very often if you show them something or help them with touching them one side or the other, then they can respond to that more readily.
Yeah.
So, does she ever respond to her name when you just say it?
If I say Ma to her, Ma, hi,
Yeah,
hi,
okay.
beautiful.
She did.
That's Ma, Ma, hey, look at me. You want that? Ma, hey, Ma, you want that?
So I have a feeling her vision is also affected.
Yeah.
Do you get that impression?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know that her perception is off. When grabbing something, it seems like it's a little bit off. When it's more to her right side than on her left side. She's been pretty good. Like she'll put like the barrette in her hair.
Oh, really?
She'll reach up in the morning when we do her hair, and she'll put the barrette, and she'll try to clip it, like she knows what to do. Simple things like if you give her chapstick and tell her to put chapstick on her lips, she'll try to eat it.
Oh.
Like not quite sure what it's for, even though we put it on her lips like 5 times a day. You want that? Pull that up on you. You cold?
And what does speech do with her?
They really haven't been doing too much as far as like trying to prompt her to say anything. Not anything that I've noticed. It's been just more like talking to her and getting her to react to it. We haven't been able to. They'll ask her to say something, but nothing ever comes out. I told them I wanted them to start working with the yes or no, like pointing to yes or no or something and saying it or. But I haven't seen anything really active as far as like, putting your fingers to your lips and nothing. I mean, so I don't know if it's just because I'm not here when it's happening or I really haven't seen anything active. It seems like it's all the same to me between PT and OT and
speech.
Yeah.
Very often if there's an issue with swallowing, they'll address that first before they'll address language and cognition.
And that's what she came in today, and she gave her some ice cubes today. She kind of choked on them a little bit, but
does she weep or cry at all?
No, she did at the beginning, like when my son came in. She actually told my son that she loved him when we were upstairs, but that was like 3.5 weeks ago. And then it kind of went down, and then when my son-in-law came, she cried. And then when my brother-in-law came, she cried. So it was all only with men, not with any of us or her sister or nothing like that. And it hasn't been since we've been down here. Only when we were upstairs did she do that. Have any kind of emotion.
When was the last time she did that, do you think?
That was upstairs. That was 3 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm trying to get my son in here. He came here sometime last week and didn't get a reaction like he did before. Yeah, no emotion, no, not even like a sorry eye look or just like totally emotionless. Hey.
I'll grab you a warm blanket, okay?
Does she ever appear to be in pain?
No, There was one time that she's got pain patches on her back, but there's been times where like I was massaging because like when she was home she would have the pain patches, and I would massage it and then we'd find the spot and put the patch on. I did do that with her the other day, and she did flinch to it, but no sound, just a movement that I hit that spot. But no, never anything pain or otherwise. Nothing. I mean, she's had reaction to like her shirt falling off her shoulder and wanting to pull that up, and that to me is just, you know, that she's recognizing that kind of feeling, uncomfortable, unsettling feeling. Nothing like I, you know, who would hope for.
I saw the dog out there. Did she respond to the dog? Does she usually like animals?
Yeah, we got a dog at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, but yeah,
so
she
didn't reach out for the dog?
No. We put her hand on the dog and she didn't want a pet. Just kind of looked away and that was it.
So one of the things going on is that she has really low initiation right now. So you need a certain amount of initiation to do pretty much anything, to speak, to generate speech, to reach out for something. So as you say, it is a good sign that she was reaching for her clothes.
But she should, I mean, you would think that she would hear you talking and a natural response is to look.
Yes, but if there's very low initiation, that might not happen.
Yeah.
The other thing that I think is going on is she's not comprehending what she's hearing. She might hear voices. She understands your voice when you say mom.
Or the tone, maybe the tone, how I say it.
The tone, right.
Yes.
So that's real familiar to her. But otherwise, there's a very good chance she's not comprehending speech. But it's hard to tell since she, with the low initiation, even if she on some level understood, say a command, make a fist, touch her head, without the initiation, she's not going to do anything about it.
Right. And that's
so
what I'm seeing,
it's
yeah.
kind of hard to really tell how much she is comprehending versus the initiation problem.
Right.
But just reading her chart, you know, she had several strokes apparently.
Right.
And some on her left side in particular. That's where most of them are. There's some on both sides, but mostly on the left. And the left side of the brain is the language side of the brain. That's where language is processed. So understood and also generated.
Gotcha. And do we know from the test they did how much damage was done? Because we never did get the results back from
The MRI?
No, they did a bunch of the probes. They did a whole
an EEG?
like a stroke, not a stroke, but a seizure thing. And we never
I
got
didn't see that.
and we never got any kind of response from that.
Really?
Like the brain activity.
When do you know? Do you
It was when
remember
we were still
that?
upstairs. It was right
Oh,
before we
really?
came down here.
Oh, okay. Let me look in here and see if there's a reference to that. I mean, I have the MRI report,
Okay.
which was able to identify the location of a lot of the strokes.
Right, which is fine. So we know the damage and if it's how, you know, the expectations and statistics, and I know a lot of it's individualized, but some of it's still pretty basic, I would assume.
And she has a carotid artery occlusion, so some of the vessels are occluded.
Yeah.
The left internal carotid, it looks like, and left like they didn't think that it was going to be wise to try to fix that.
Yeah. Right.
Sometimes they can try to clear blockages in the arteries, but
They just put
that's
her on some good
risky.
thinners. Is what they
Yeah.
put her on.
Yeah. Let's see. But I'm not seeing anything about an EEG. I mean, it's quite common that they administer EEGs to see if there's seizure activity.
Right.
Has she ever had a seizure that you
No.
know of?
Not that I know of. Mm-mm.
And these are ischemic strokes. I don't see any hemorrhaging.
Okay. That's good.
Sometimes seizure risk is higher when there's hemorrhage,
Right.
but I don't see a sign of hemorrhage. These are all non-hemorrhagic events.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if there is really a risk of seizure at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Now, how often will they take like an MRI to see if there's like any repair?
Well, they probably don't repeat it unless there's an indication that things are getting worse.
Gotcha.
So if all of a sudden she develops new symptoms that were not there before that they think might be neurological,
Uh-huh.
they might do either a CT scan or another MRI.
Gotcha.
But when people are recovering, they don't usually repeat those.
Right. I understand. Ma. Hi. Hey. You don't put me down. There. Want to relax your neck? There you go.
Do you know if she sleeps through the night?
I haven't heard anything, her giving any trouble.
Mm-hmm.
She did scooch out of her chair Saturday.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we took the day and we went to Disneyland, the family, and I got a call at Disneyland saying that she had slipped out of her chair.
Oh.
But as far as sleeping through the night, I haven't heard any complaints that she's been having trouble sleeping, not since she's been here.
Okay, that's good. She has a history of depression.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, manic depressive.
Oh, really?
Well, she was diagnosed with bipolar, but that
Oh.
was by a general practitioner. She never saw a psychologist.
Uh-huh.
So it was more GP just started giving
Their
her
biscuits.
medication. So she was off those meds.
So what do you think? Did you agree with that diagnosis?
Yeah.
Did you see signs of bipolar
No.
mood?
No, my son's bipolar. He's definitely bipolar.
Oh, really?
He's got the highs and the lows, and
Yeah.
you know, look at him wrong and he blows up. My mom wasn't like that. I can see depression. Not even really manic depression. She was at home. She was really isolated herself from society. Ever since she had the cancer, she kind of shut herself down and secluded herself to the house, and she would play video games from the minute she woke up till the minute she went to sleep, on her iPad. And for me to get her to go to the store was an event. It took 2 days of planning before we can get her to go to CVS to pick up her meds. It would take planning.
Really?
Her anxieties would get really, really crazy, and
So she has anxiety too?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear. And so because of her anxiety, she didn't want to leave the house?
yeah, right. I mean, even what was it? Christmas? Christmas, she ended up not going to family Christmas. She couldn't get herself. Well, her husband just passed away in September.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that was basically her lifeline. He took care of her,
Oh.
and he passed away of lung cancer that spread to his brain. So that's still fairly new in all of our
That's
lives.
a loss. That's a huge loss.
Yeah, very, very huge. So doing all the holidays and stuff without him this year was really difficult on all of us. But she seemed to, she had her moments that she was, mourning and that she was dealing with it. Everything just seemed like it was going, I can't say it'll never be back to normal, but more that we were stopping, like she was taking medications and all these different things, sinus medications and nasal sprays, and we were we just got rid of all those. We got rid of her pain meds, and we were just doing the pain patches. We were doing like really, really good. Starting to get her up and getting the house, getting more organized and clean. And then one night, you know, she acted like she had the flu when she got up, and then this result of it.
Really?
Yeah, it was just, she woke up and called me to go get her that she couldn't walk to go to the bathroom. So I went over and got her, and she got to the toilet, sat down, and started throwing up. I'm thinking she just got the flu, what's going around. And then within a few hours, it went from that to her getting cold and clammy and white, and then eventually calling 911.
Wow. Yeah, the location of some of her strokes in the cerebellum, in that area, often associated with nausea and vomiting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when they first went in, they said she didn't have a stroke. They said it was the UTI.
Yeah.
So
They gave her a CT first,
yeah,
and that often does. That's good if someone is bleeding. If
Right.
they have a hemorrhage,
right,
then a CT will pick that up.
right.
But if it's a regular non-hemorrhagic type of stroke, CT will probably not see that for a few days.
Yeah, yeah. So eventually they did the MRI, and it was like, oh yeah. When she wasn't reacting and stuff is when they finally did the MRI.
Yeah.
Yeah. When she wasn't responding. Hey, Ma. Hey, I love you. Hey.
Is she able to walk?
No, with assistance, but she's got leaning syndrome, so she's leaning a lot. So we tried walking down the hall today. She had the therapist had to hold her up because she was wanting to fall over. She can't walk with the walker. They did the pole, but like I said, it was just she was basically holding her up. They said they didn't want her to walk in with the walker because they wanted her to balance on her own. I told her they can get her walking in a walker. That I think that would hold her up, but whatever. I mean, they know better than they want her to walk independently. I mean, she couldn't walk independently before the stroke. So
why not?
Yeah.
Do you know why? She have arthritis or something?
She broke her back.
She broke her back?
Yeah.
Oh.
She broke her back, and like I said, she would, when she kind of secluded herself, she would sit on the couch with her legs up to the side, leaning like this, looking down at her iPad all day. So that's why she's got the pain in her neck, and she's basically crooked like a question mark. I mean, that's how she sat all day, every day. And we were just getting her. It's like, Mom, because I just moved in with them. I quit my job as a caregiver and came to take care of my dad before he passed away in, I want to say it was late September, October. And we were just getting her to start putting her legs out in the recliner in front of her and straightening her back up. But that was only for like 1 or 2 months that we started doing that. Otherwise, we couldn't get her to straighten her legs out. We always told her, we're going to have to bury you like that, Ma. You're going to have to get a special casket because you're going to be all twisted like a pretzel. And she was, whatever. Always wanting to be special.
Yeah, that's your problem.
Yep. But we were working on everything. She was feeling really good about herself, about all the different changes and the medication changes. And hi, Ma. Hey, Ma. Hey, hey, Ma. Hey.
I didn't catch your name.
Sylvia.
You're Sylvia.
Sylvia.
Okay. Ooh. So she arrived here in rehab a couple days ago. Oh,
sounds right.
Okay.
I think everything happened on the 3rd when we went upstairs. The 3rd or the 4th is when we ended up going to the ER.
Yes, the 3rd, I see.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 6th is when they discovered her strokes.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's been here over a week, right? Have you noticed any changes or improvements?
She does. She is reaching for stuff. Like I said, with the rings, and then she's also doing the cones. She actually, with a little bit of help, but she'll take her socks off, and she'll help try pulling up her pants. Like this morning, we got her legs in her pant leg, and she was pulling them up. And once we stood her up, she was pulling them up over her waist. You know, she'll do to get her shirt on. She'll put her arms, help her arms through.
Oh, good. That's a good sign. And she wasn't doing that a week ago.
Right. Mm-hmm. And we'll put the toothbrush in her mouth, and she'll just kind of let it sit there. But she knows it goes in her mouth, and she'll get the brush up to here, and sometimes do just like right here. She'll brush her hair, but she will take her clip and put her clip in her hair, and she'll try to like clasp it. You know, but she's like doesn't have the strength to do it, but she does do that. So we're working on that basic stuff, trying to wash her hands. She'll rub lotion in her hands. I mean, within a couple seconds she'll lose interest, but we've been doing the lotion, and she tries to eat the chapstick. If you give her chapstick to put on her lips, she wants to eat it. She doesn't know what to do with it, so she tries to eat it. So definitely improvements in the, I want to say this last week, because before she wouldn't even move at all. She wasn't responding to nothing. You know, even to me, and so there's been definitely improvement.
Oh boy, yeah, that sounds very promising. Definitely moving in the right direction.
Yeah, the verbal and the communication, you know, even the yes or no, being able to ask her questions with the yes or no would be fantabulous.
Yeah.
Because, you know, even with going to the bathroom, like you have to go to the bathroom, you know, she just looks at you like she doesn't understand.
Right,
Doesn't
she
understand.
probably doesn't.
Yeah.
Nancy, you opened your eyes. Oh, that's a good sign. All right. That's a very good sign. Might be all she understands from me right now, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
It's a start.
Absolutely. Every day, one more little thing. One more little thing.
How far did she go in school?
I want to say that she graduated from high school.
Oh, okay. Is she right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
Okay. And did she work?
She worked a lot of her life. Waitressing. She worked at the Home of Guiding Hands for a while. And then when she married my stepdad, she stopped working. Yeah.
How long were they married?
Oh my. I want to say it was right after my daughter. My daughter's 33, it was 30 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah. Hey, are you cold? Ma, are you cold? You want the blanket? Here, you want the blanket? Here. You want the blanket?
When were you first aware that she was having depression?
As long as I can remember.
Oh, really?
For a long time. I don't want to say it started, I think after she stopped working. I'd say it's after she stopped working, and I would say that was 15 years.
Okay.
15 years ago.
And anxiety?
Yeah, the anxiety. She had a couple like suicide attempts. And I didn't want to say. I think it was more of a mental thing. She had drank some Advantage pet stuff before, and she couldn't remember why she did that. It was like she went back. She kind of retracted back into her childhood, like acting like a child, crunched in the corner of the kitchen when we found her. she didn't know why she drank the poison, and it wasn't like it was something that she had said, I don't want to live anymore. It was just something that she doesn't know why it happened, why she did it.
Really?
Yeah, and that's when they diagnosed her with bipolar at that time.
And had she been having signs of depression before that?
I want to say no, not like the depression, like how I know depression to be.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe back in the day, to, you know, secluding herself or not being active. Maybe she's been so misdiagnosed as long as I can remember. From, you know, not seeing a psychologist and getting psych meds and stuff like that was really disturbing. But I've never known her to be sad. You know, like depressed, sad. Like I have depression. Like I can sit in a corner and cry for a week and a half. You know, but with her, I never seen her to have like that sad. It was more isolation.
Yeah.
Than anything. Just like she didn't know how to act in society anymore because she had secluded herself so much.
When did she drink the poison? Do you remember how long ago?
Oh my God, that was a while ago. It had been 20 years ago.
Really?
It was a while ago.
Was she hospitalized for that?
Yeah, she went to the ER and by ambulance, and I don't remember her staying for very long. I mean, she's been hospitalized a few times for multiple things. I don't know. It's hard to put it all together because it just seems like, you know, it's been like so far apart, but it seems so close together too.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a lot to keep track of too. Was it a psychiatric hospital?
They did not even put her on a hold. I don't remember them putting her on a hold. I think when I don't know, it just like falls all together sometimes. Yeah. Me and my sister sit down and try to figure everything out. And her husband took care of her. I want to say she was in the hospital not for very long though, just a few days, and it wasn't. Maybe it was psych. As a matter of fact, here at Grossmont. Yeah. It was, but they released her, of course.
Did you take psych meds?
She was just taking Paxil. Nothing serious, or I mean trazodone at night. But nothing like, not really any bipolar medicine. You know, Paxil being the most of it. She didn't take. I mean,
I really thought she was bipolar. I don't think they just medicate her with Paxil.
Right. My brother or my son, he was taking, you know, Ramaron or he was taking all that stuff. I'm trying to, all the stuff, where the jitters and everything, and he was in the psych hospitals and stuff like that because he was like manic of extremes. So,
wow.
So when I think of him versus her bipolar, I'm like, she didn't have it.
Yeah.
She didn't have it.
You never saw those ups, those manic phases or hypomanic phases.
Nope, not with her.
Would she go for days without sleeping?
Nope. She took sleeping meds at night, so she slept fine. She'd go to bed 5 o'clock at night, sleep all night. And that's why I kept saying, I don't know why they keep saying, they would say, well, she's bipolar. I said, no, I don't think she's not. She's not bipolar. That's not bipolar. By any definition of the word, is that bipolar?
Did she go on gambling jags?
No. I mean, she played her video games, her Facebook video games, and she would buy, like, points and stuff, and she played her tablet, and she would play it from the minute she woke up till the second she went to bed. I mean, and it was the Vegas ones, but as far as, like, trying to get monetary gain, no gambling like that. It was just more for fun. For fun. And that was basically her life for the last few years, was sitting on the couch, smoking herself to death, playing these video games. That's all she did she didn't do dishes, she didn't do laundry, she didn't cook, she didn't clean, she didn't do anything. And that's when he passed away, and that's why I ended up moving in, because she wouldn't be able to do anything, not driving or anything. Hi.
Hi, come on in. Well, Sylvia, thank you very much for filling me in here. And it's time for speech therapy.
Yes.
So, what are you gonna do?
Well, trying everything.
Oh yeah.
Mainly just kind of working on attention.
Well, I was having
purposeful intent.
Yeah.
Really, that's where we're at.
She's a little sleepy right now. But she did orient to her name.
Yes, she's been doing that.
Ma. Hey. Look who's here. Look around.
Can you see me over here? On your right side. You hear my voice? Nancy? Hi. Can you see me? So I've gotten maybe like 1 to 2 seconds of eye contact
Yeah.
for the most part. But like I was telling her daughter, I think she responds better or the best to
Yeah.
you. Yeah. Right, there's recognition there. You can just tell when she sees her.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Alley oop.
my dear. Hi.
Alright.
I'll check with you again.
Okay,
Thanks so
thank
much,
you. Yeah, I'm
Sophia.
here every morning
Are ya?
until like 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Is usually when I go home, and then my sister will be coming a couple times a week in the evening, and then my aunt. But I'm here every morning. All right. Thank you.
Nice talking with you.
Yeah, you as well.
Okay, my dear. So, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna try it to go in a line.
Oh,
So I'm gonna involve you because I think she'll respond a little bit better, or hopefully a little bit
Send this
more.
off.